This is objective truth and the meaning to all life. Philosophically, mathematically, and figuratively, that is the same for you and I as it is for someone else, anywhere else, wherever or whoever they may be. It is the truth that man has always sought, yet could not see. What is nothing? For anyone, such as you or I, or anyone, to conceive of, have the idea or the concept of nothing, you must have first had something in which to lose. Therefore, nothing can only be ascribed directly in opposition to something. It is the absence of something. And in its simplest, stupidest sense, it is no thing. You have no thing. Therefore, let negative O in the 9 o'clock position of a clock represent the value of no thing. Now that we agree on nothing, what is something? So anything can be something. Therefore, something can be defined as any person, place, or thing. Let a mark of 1 in the 6 o'clock position of a clock represent the value of something, as typically something is a thing. Now the universe is a thing, and to us it is everything. It is all that there is. Many of us believe it to be infinite, so we use a symbol, a sidewise 8, or a pair of interlocking balls, to illustrate the concept or the idea of infinity. Now, infinity could be described or defined as the sum total of all possibilities, probabilities, impossibilities, improbabilities, anything that ever could, would, or will happen, from the completely mundane to the absolutely absurd, as this video making any sense. Anything that ever could, would, or will happen. Now, the infinity logo itself is a sidewise 8 or a pair of interlocking balls. There is one on the left and one on the right. I want you to ask yourself, on the infinity logo, a sidewise 8 or a pair of interlocking balls, how many balls are there if you look at it logically and rationally? The answer is 11. 11. 1 and 1 side by side make 11. In Roman numerals, that would be described as XI, with one side or half, circle, or ball having a value of X or 10, and 1 having a value of I or 1. Now, if you take a plus sign, plus in its simplest, most basic sense means to add. Put it in the middle of infinity. Take the left half of the right, the ball worth x, in a 180-degree turn, a half circle or an arc from everything to nothing at the low point in 90 degrees on a 180-degree turn, you get something. Energy is attributed from the right side, a little bit of everything. From the left side, a little bit of nothing. And it rises up and gets pulled like a kid going on a merry-go-round, a planet going around a star, or any relationship that any one individual will ever engage in with another. Now, this something is going to rise up from the low point, 90 degrees in, and of course, this something is you and I. Any person, place, or thing, as there is no argument or logical disagreement. This something is going to rise up to the midpoint between everything and nothing. And whenever it reaches that midpoint in between everything and nothing, that's when you or I are gonna die. I know not when, where, how, or why. I just know it will be at the midpoint between everything and nothing. Now, there's something about you that makes you, a unique individual. For you to be you, I must be I. I cannot be I if you are not you, and you cannot be you if I am not I. So this outlook has led me to the assumption or the conclusion that this experience that we call life is so subjective, with the individual I always looking out at a sea of you. And when you die, that which makes you, or me, well, it's quite apparent it's no longer there. For the body no longer functions. It no longer works. It's no longer animated, going to and fro like the Energizer Bunny. Now, as there is a body left over, the only logical conclusion that we can come to about that which makes me, and you, is that it must be energy. Now, energy follows a few laws, such as conservation of energy. States that energy never dies, it only transforms, goes from one state to another. It also typically follows the path of least resistance, like a train going down tracks that were already laid for it, or a bullet shot from a gun. If my hand was a gun shooting to the right, the bullet would go right, not left. So at the point of death, the energy that is you or I is typically going to follow the path of least resistance. It's going to go right, back into the light and everything, or left into the void or darkness and nothing. Now, this entire system I've explained in 10 minutes is simply circles spinning in circles, or balls spinning around. And from what I understand, that is the way the universe works, from both the big to the small. So this ball worth X, or 10, that's actually over here, is always trying to complete the cycle or the circuit, for that is what energy does. It simply tries to complete a cycle or a circuit. It is trying to get back over here to its point of rest, to where it started. And what you have is a nifty little image with a shit ton of crude symbology. Use your imagination. But it also yields an argument and a logical and mathematical equation that is the secret to life and unifies quantum theory without Albert Einstein's theory of relativity and shows it's all related. Therefore, if infinity is all, there can be no more than infinity. It is all that there ever would or could be. It is simply all. Then all must be a (11) alpha 11th dimension. Two delta state. Two state of lessening or decline. And I think everybody can agree that death is a lessening. You are short one body equals E equals mc squared. Because the energy was released from the separation or the destruction of infinity or the 11th dimension, cubed x or raised to the 10th power, as the energy was released or reverberated from the separation of 10 dimensions from infinity, equals -1. For breaking up is hard to do. And when you lose someone you love, it leaves a hole in your heart. It leaves a value of -1, 1, negative. A ghost ball on each side. Parentheses, E divided by E, energy divided by everything. Parentheses, U divided by U, universe divided by U. Parentheses, C divided by C, light divided by what you see, 2, 1, negative. Alpha 11th dimension. Alpha 11th dimension, 2 delta state equals E equals mc squared, cubed x equals -1, E divided by E, U divided by U, C divided by C, 2, 1, negative. Energy is everything. You are the universe, uni, one, uni, unique, verse, in the multiverse, that is the song of creation. And you see light 2 times with 2 negative values and experiences. And in its simplest sense, the entire equation is simply 11 divided by 4 in a circle. 3.43, 3.43, 3.14, pie in the sky, shine on, you crazy diamond. And the act of observation changes the outcome of the experiment, one below all others. remove 1 from the equation, 11 divided by 4. In its simplest sense, the basis of all life is that cells divide and multiply. One cell divides into 2 and then two cells divide into 4, then boom, life is born. Therefore, if cells divide, then multiply, then 1 divided by 2 equals 2 ones, or 2i